be a pillar of society that is important for society to work well, important for a democracy to work well, important for politicians to be kept in check, important for the conscience of the nation to always be an important thing in any conversation around any national activity or event. The media, I believe, in this country plays its role well. The media plays its role so well. I mean, you are a media playing your role well if you get accused from time to time of favoring one side or the other. We get that. And to the critics who always say, well, you favor one side and you don't favor you don't factor the other side in. I say, well, you name us the biggest scandal, not talking about something that someone says is a scandal, but something that is a scandal. It's a subject of intense public debate and discussion that either didn't originate here or is not reported on here. You tell me which one of those things we've not reported or participated in reporting, and I'll accept that we're biased. So you look to the long line of things and say, oh, we never report this, we never report that. This was in the news every day elsewhere. This was a big thing in the papers, on the talk shows nationwide, never said a word. Or this happened to this minister that caused him to resign or to be reassigned, you never reported it. Nothing. So our record is good. So the media, I think, works well. Say what you want to say about it. But there's a group of people in this country who over time have given excellent service. Men and women who've been brave. Men and women who, despite their affiliations, friendships, professional associations, have called it as they saw it, because it was important for this balance to be established and maintained in the society. By them and them realizing the importance of that balance, they offered themselves as part of the conscience of the nation and said, wrong is wrong, right is right, recompense is needed, penitence is needed. This is the direction that things should go. It's no surprise, I'm sure, that I'm talking about civil society. And for the first time in my lifetime, certainly in my professional existence as a journalist, civil society in Jamaica is nowhere to be found. What you have are men and women, mannequins all, moving, dancing based on how the puppet master pulls their string, masquerading as the conscience of the nation when they're only here pushing a political agenda. Civil society is important and has been important in this society. They are not strictly civil society, but I go back to the role that Jamaicans for Justice played in helping to produce the Jamaica Constabulary Force that we're seeing now. Dr. Carolyn Gomes, who didn't leave JFJ under the best circumstances and deserved a better departure given what she did, but herself and her team, the advocacy against police excesses and abuses, they were human rights, first and foremost, but there was a large civil society element to what they did. And I could name several other organizations that have spoken out, that have advocated, that have sought to rap politicians on the knuckles, that have sought to rake them over the coals when they needed that kind of approach, to put them on the right path, to keep Jamaica at the center of what they did, for them to relax and relinquish partisan political considerations. What we have now are some people who their pen becomes active, their keyboard becomes active when one side does something that they believe is wrong. The thing about social media these days is that even back in the day when civil society was at its strongest and there were some people who their moves were quite fishy. You said, wait, why is it when only that side does something, you have a voice, but you are silent when the other side does something similar, or does something that more people are saying is worse? You could get away before social media because you could, the avenues for criticism of you were limited, and you could choose to block out the criticism that you didn't want to hear. Now the social media exists, and we know social media is very tribal. But even among the tribalists are people who their records suggest that they favor no P. It's Jamaica that they're about. And they, with their trenchant criticism, call out a lot of you, ask you how come, put the hypocrisy on the table and say, well, do you have no shame? We're in a country where so many things have happened on the political hustings so far this election campaign. And so many more things will happen between now and when we go to the election. And I can say civil society exists in name only. It's a sham. What we have are men and women who, because you perhaps want a board appointment, there is some bureaucratic obstacle in the path of something you want to achieve, and you don't believe that this administration is partial to assisting you. And those who may want to come in will fly the gate for you, free you up. So you strategically and surgically attack the administration in office under the guise of being fair and balanced and being impartial. I'm saying this morning that the country loses when this part of the democracy mix is compromised. This country suffers when the keepers of the national conscience, certainly a colony that exists to do just that, because the media also plays a very important role. But when civil society becomes uncivil, when civil society makes no secret or makes no attempt to hide its bias and its partisan considerations, that is a time for the alarm bells to be rung. You heard Jermaine play Anita Ward's Ring My Bell just now? Yes. Quite pertinent song in the context of what I'm saying. And so I'm saying to you out there, those who may be retired from their field of endeavor, those who worked in government but are taking on a new challenge now, those who are in employment, whether in government or in the private sector, who look at the country and mean the country well, lend your voice to this mission called civil society. Jamaica needs you. The democracy needs you. Forget who is your friend in this party, that party. If they are to be criticized, do so responsibly, because we can't throw away people. The world is nothing without people. So we don't write off and condemn. We criticize and we scold and we move along. In the same way that back in the day when people used to beat Pitney. Pitney get beaten tonight. They love their parents in the morning. In the moment you say, boy, this and you wish that we all were there. But it's still your parent tomorrow morning. Your child does something bad and you reprimand the child, you scold the child. Yeah, you discipline the child. Still your child, still our friends. But the truth must be told to them. And the media alone can't do it, because there needs to be another colony supporting the work that the media does. So those of you who your pen only work, the computer only work sometimes, we're saying to you this morning, I'm saying to you this morning, stay on the sidelines. We know that your motive isn't pure. And now I'm inviting new people to stand up and be counted. Form those new organizations. Form those new groups. Form those new affiliate entities. Step forward. Your country needs you. because those masquerading as civil society champions, not fooling anybody. And we know that it is partisanship that is motivating them. We know that they only mean the country well if certain people are in charge. And we can't have that. We need people who will call it as they see it, regardless of whose hand is on the wheel of power.